Before you click away to the next video, take a moment to consider this. The very device in your hand, your cherished smartphone, is a powerful instrument that shapes our world in profound ways, both for better and for worse. With every tap, every scroll, every cat meme, you're part of a global network driven by invisible forces. But here's the catch. Those unseen forces often come in the form of smoke, carbon, and air pollution that can deeply impact your health. Don't worry though, we're not here to bring you down. We're here to empower you to be an eco-champion, to reveal the hidden truths about how your daily choices can light the path to a better life, a cleaner planet, and a brighter future. In this video, let's focus on the air pollution that shapes our health. Air pollutants are released through various human activities such as industrial emissions, vehicles, and agricultural activities. Most often, people underestimate their contribution to pollution. In fact, you are currently contributing to the pollution right now. You're probably watching this video from your device, which was likely made by an industry that releases large amounts of pollutants into the air during the manufacturing process. There are pollutants released from the numerous vehicles it took to transport your device to you. You're also using electricity to watch your phone, and chances are that this is also contributing to the release of pollutants. Pollution is all around us, and it is important to understand its impact. Before we dive into the details, let's first discuss how the air affects our health. The pollutants in the air can be inhaled and subsequently absorbed by our tissues. This is primarily dependent on their size. Let's start by considering particulate matter that is less than 10 micrometers in diameter, also known as PM10. To put this into perspective, this is the same thickness as the saran wrap we all have in our kitchens. Through inhalation, PM10 can enter our bodies and subsequently reach the lungs. However, these particles can be eliminated through mucociliary clearance. Let's take a closer look at this. Our airway is lined with finger-like projections called cilia. These cilia are covered by a mucus layer. Through mucociliary clearance, cilia are able to beat and propel PM10 out of the airways to maintain our health. This mechanism is not as effective for smaller particles. Fine particulate matter that is less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter, also known as PM2.5, poses a greater risk. These particles are tiny. As a result, they can penetrate deep into the lungs, enter the bloodstream, and travel to other organs and tissues. They can then cause significant health effects. However, particulate matters are not the only concern. There are many other harmful pollutants that human activities release into the air. Nitrogen oxide is a vehicle-related pollutant that is able to penetrate the lungs and induce respiratory symptoms and diseases. Long-term exposure can even lead to chronic kidney disease. Sulfur dioxide is emitted from fossil fuels and can penetrate and irritate the lungs, leading to respiratory symptoms. Finally, lead is a pollutant that is used in many industrial plants and in the pipes in homes. When inhaled, it is able to enter the bloodstream and organs such as the liver and the lungs. This air pollution has tremendous effects on the body and its normal functioning. Some effects are short-term, for example, headaches, nausea, dizziness, coughing, and difficulty breathing. There are also more serious long-term effects such as cancer, asthma, and respiratory diseases. If you have noticed, there is a common theme with all of the pollutants we have mentioned. They all enter the lungs and induce respiratory symptoms and diseases. This makes sense because we breathe in this polluted air, and so of course it is entering our respiratory system. Individuals with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, also known as COPD, are particularly sensitive to pollutants. In fact, emergency visits for both conditions are exacerbated by environmental exposures. As a result, it is suggested that these patients regulate their outdoor activities. Asthma specifically is a major condition that affects over 250 million people across the globe. While it can be managed, pollutants such as sulfur dioxide can compromise asthmatic subjects' lung function. Similarly, air pollution is also associated with a high lung cancer incident rate. A study by Venice and his co-authors shows that exposure to pollutants can increase the risk of lung cancer. The pollutant ozone, or O3, has also been found to damage DNA. These carcinogenic pollutants are able to induce genetic changes which can lead to the development of cancer in the areas they affect the most, the lungs. Pollutants can also cause a wide range of other respiratory conditions, such as chronic bronchitis, pneumonia, and bronchospasms. But wait, air pollution does not only induce respiratory conditions, it also affects a wide range of other systems in our body. Concerningly, the central nervous system is susceptible to air pollutants. As mentioned earlier, fine particulate matter can make its way into the bloodstream and travel to different organs and tissues. In the CNS, one mechanism of gaining entry directly into the brain is through the nasal-olfactory mucosa. This mucus layer directly interacts with inhaled air. Pollutants that enter the olfactory mucosa can then enter the cilia of olfactory sensory neurons. They travel along the axon of the neuron to the olfactory bulb, where they are then transported into the CNS. However, these particles don't even need to enter our CNS directly to make an impact. These pollutants can instead stimulate the release of inflammatory agents that can then potentially lead to inflammation and neurodegeneration in the CNS. So what harm do these air pollutants do in the CNS? Well, they've been associated with stroke, neurodegenerative diseases, and neurodevelopmental disorders. An analysis by Shi and co-authors revealed that increasing PM2.5 concentrations can increase the risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's disease. While the exact mechanisms cannot be definitely concluded, we do know that inflammation and oxidative stress caused by pollutants play a major role. An analysis conducted by Wang and co-authors showed that exposure to PM2.5 and NO2 is one of the main causes of stroke. Finally, a study by Kalkbrenner and co-authors suggests that gestational exposure to pollutants can increase the risk of developing autism, a neurodevelopmental disorder. These are just 3 of the several conditions that have associated with air pollutants. Other conditions include ADHD, schizophrenia, depression, and multiple sclerosis. Another system that is potentially impacted by air pollution is the reproductive system. Research is being conducted to better understand the extent to which pollutants affect reproductive health and fetal health. The main takeaway here is that air pollutants produce a wide range of effects in the human body. Along with the respiratory system, numerous other systems are also impacted. As we come to the end of this eye-opening journey, it's time to reflect on the invisible but undeniable truth. Air pollution is all around us, and it's affecting us in more ways than we might have imagined. From the device you're watching this on, to the vehicles that transport it to you, and the electricity that powers it, you are, in a way, connected to the very source of pollution. However, it's not about pointing fingers. It's about understanding the wider web of impact that we are all connected to. So the next time you casually scroll past that cat meme, a seemingly insignificant moment, take a moment to think about the intricate chain of events that unfolded for it to even grace your screen.